I can't say the best part of my day is going to one of these malls and getting a trendy haircut where, I put a little highlight in there and I scrub it up like I'm a bad boy. That's not that cool to me. You know what's cool? Cool is being informed. Cool is understanding what's going on in the world. Cool is fighting tyranny. Cool is standing up for your rights, for the Bill of Rights, for the Constitution of the United States, for a better tomorrow, for a free humanity. And everything these people do is against free humanity. It is about enslavement, not empowerment of the average citizen of the quote-unquote world, because they want to have you be a world citizen. They want this about internationalism and globalization and their ultimate goal of a new world order. Bernie, I thank you for the call. Here's a report out of KCCI.com. 900-acre lake project proposed. They want to take Iowans' homes so they can have a luxury lake project. Local officials who unsuccessfully tried to seize land for 900-acre lake in south-central Iowa 3 years ago are trying again, and they'll probably be successful. They love to throw people out of their homes. This time saying that they need it for drinking water. Oh, they need it for drinking water. We can't ship in drinking water. This is the greatest place that we could fluoridate the population. Pete Sanford of rural Osceola brought his acreage, he in the area, and proposed the lake some 20 years ago. That's why I bought it. All this to hunt and fish and just live in. It's just a neat place, said Sanford. I'm with him. I understand what he's saying there. That's a cool thing to do. You want to have your own little piece of nature. Nothing wrong about that. That's truly what the American dream is about. Life, liberty, and happiness. Owning your own piece of land. Stanford's wife, Cindy, was at the State House on Monday fighting to keep their home. The way they've done it, I'm going to fight them, said Cindy Stanford. Cindy, they must be, there's a typo in there. It's Stanford and then Sanford. Cindy Sanford. The Sanfords are fighting a plan to transform their home and the area around it in the 900-acre lake. While lake backers said the project is designed to provide drinking water, opponents said backers and rebranding a recreation lake a drinking water reservoir so they can use the government's eminent domain powers to take the needed land. And that's what it is. They want to use eminent domain and kick people out of their homes. Clark County officials proposed creating the lake near Osceola in 2006 as a way to lure tourists to the region. Yeah, tourism is going to be booming in the United States the way the economy's doing. Give me a break. Big cities are getting crushed. I mean, New York might survive, but you look at the California economy, we have people who work within social services calling this program saying, oh, yeah, in the last, 6 to 12 months, we've seen a quadrupling of people asking for food stamps and asking for WIC and asking for Medicaid. They never thought that they were going to be doing this. They lost their homes. They don't have any jobs. They can't pay their car insurance. These were middle-class people, Jason. These were people that, thought the system worked for them. These were the yuppies that Alex was talking about only months ago. And now they're part of the state system. And remember, you're seeing this commercial push to pull your children in as well. Oh, you don't want to join City Year? Don't worry, there'll be mandatory service for you. H.R. 1444 is in right now, setting up a panel to suggest mandatory service for everybody. In fact, in this documentation, they say they're going to try to promote mandatory service for the baby boomer generation. 50 to 62 years old. Do you understand? Literally geriatric people. I'm not saying all 50 to 62-year-olds. I'm not that far away from 50. I'm only 20 years away, really. I'll be 30 in, God, I don't even want to say it. It's like less than a month and a half. My God, I'm going to be 30. Jeez. But 60-year-old men and women are going to have to do mandatory service for the state, for our gods, our lords. Haven't they done enough in their lives? But that's the plan, H.R. 1444. We've got a Bobby Bloggins over at the Infowarrior.com. All right, let's take another call. Let's go to Kevin in Indiana. Kevin, you're on the line.
Hello, this is Kevin, Belle Plaine, Iowa.
Hey, Iowa. I'm sorry, man.
Anyway, I'm calling to let you know that they pulled Zycam from the shelves, and it's the one really good nose gel you can put in your nose to avert the flu.
Really? Now this is a flu medication to go into your nasal to kind of open up your nasal passages. Is that kind of thing?
No, it's not to open up your nasal passages. What it does is it's a salve with zinc in it, and you put it in your nose, and it kills the virus where it grows, and there's just no way to get the flu when you put this. And I've had this product for a long time, and they pulled them all from the shelves. If you go to Walmart right now, I mean, they have them in stock, but you can't buy them. When you get up to the counter, it says the product's been recalled because 135 people have filed suit, and it's a stupid thing because what they have done is they have actually these 135 people. I feel like they need to be researched to see if they were bought off, because.
Well, what are they saying the side effects are? Why are they recalling it?
They're saying that it reduces your ability to smell.
Oh no! God forbid.
It does not reduce my ability to smell. I have a very good sense of smell.
And even if it did such a thing, what's the danger in that? Oh no, you can't smell the McDonald's they're trying to sell you in Walmart when you walk in?
No, they're saying that the danger is that you can't smell natural gas.
Well, the real issue is that they would rather have you take the flu shot, which in the Mayo Clinic studies actually is 3 times more likely to give you the flu. They'd much rather you get sick than you be well. They don't want you to be well, and that's what's behind that recall, I guaranteed. I thank you for the call, Kevin. We're going to come back with the final segment of the Infowarrior, doing a little overview of what we covered tonight. So much. If you missed any of it, there's a little podcast on the side of the Infowarrior.com. So what did we cover tonight? Well, we covered the assassination attempt of former President Jimmy Carter over on the Gaza Strip. We covered these new weapons, XM25s, that literally have microchip bullets that are laser guided that go through walls and around them. It's just unbelievable, but true. Exploding bullets, by the way. We covered eminent domain. We covered the Federal Reserve getting more and more power. We covered the demonization of the 9/11 Truth Movement. We had Richard Gage on for an hour talking about his trials and tribulations. We talked about tough guy cops tasing then shooting a 5-pound Chihuahua. This puppy didn't. I'm a dog lover, folks. I got 3 dogs. You may have seen me on the program with my latest pit bull, LJ, Little Jenny Justice. She's number 1 in my book right now. It's just horrifying. If you ever do come to get me, jackboots, please don't kill my animals. Please don't shoot my dogs in the head. At least let them survive, huh? They didn't do anything to you. They didn't speak out against the system. They just wanted to be dogs. I mean, obviously, this is a hardcore, dangerous member of Al-Qaeda right here, this 5-pound Chihuahua dog. Give me a break. We talked about Vegas paper being subpoenaed to give up their ID on people who commented on an anti-IRS article. Ooh, don't speak out against the Federal Reserve. Don't speak out against the IRS. We talked about robotic drug ferrets. We talked about the Youth Corps and the Green Movement. We talked about, again, the Federal Reserve gaining power. We talked about cash to become useless. We talked about the CIA mistaking the number 3 Al-Qaeda. Remember, the number 3 and 2 are always out there, and this guy was completely and totally innocent. We got the New York Times admitting the extent of email surveillance renews concerns in Congress because it's bigger than we ever thought. No, if you're paying attention, you know what's going down. All right, let's take one final caller. Bill in Indiana. Bill, you got the floor.
Hi, Jason. It's actually Idaho, but
okay.
I want to thank you guys, both Alex and yourself, for really opening my eyes. But I wanted to add on to the Oklahoma thing with the EMTs.
Mm-hmm.
I was returning from work late last year, 2-lane road. Came up on a car that was going much slower than I was. I was doing the speed limit, actually. Mm-hmm. And I went around them, past them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's a state police car parked kind of the shoulder slope away from the road here very dramatically. But he's down in there. I had plenty of room to go by.
Mm-hmm.
He swings around and pulls me over.
Mm-hmm.
Questionable pass, he says. Well, I say to him, well, I felt as though there was plenty of room, and I judged it, and I'd made the pass, and, well, here we are. Mm-hmm. This officer detained me for 25 minutes. He kept insisting that I must be on some kind of medication or I must be drunk. Now, I don't do either anymore. That's a whole other story.
Mm-hmm.
But he came to the point, and this is what bothered me, he wanted to search my car.
Mm-hmm.
if I search your vehicle, am I going to find anything in there? His question was, am I going to find anything that you need to tell me about? Mm-hmm. And he kept hammering this in over and over and over again, all the while keeping me at the back of my vehicle so that I was facing his. Obviously, he had the dash cam.
Mm-hmm. Well, sir, I got to tell you, you're probably one of the luckier ones. I mean, you look what happened to that pastor. You know, he got his windows taken out, he got tased, and then beaten on the ground, his head grinded into the floor as, you know, glass shards are coming out of his forehead. They searched the vehicle anyway because they said, there's drugs or a dead body in here. And there's neither. Go get the podcast if you missed it. We got the Listen Live 24/7. It's theinfowarrior.com. Thank you all.